Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 18th race of the 2023 Samsung Offline Racing League. We're here at the Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina, for the third last race of the year. So we're getting close. It's been a long season, obviously. With 18 races in, 17 races in. This is the 18th today. And we still have a very relatively close championship fight amongst a bunch of drivers. And some of them, the first and second points start basically right next to each other. The third point starts a bit further back. We still have 5 drivers within a race of the championship lead, within a race win of the championship lead. So we need a lot to go right for some of them. We still have quite a number of drivers still mathematically eligible, but most of them will probably be eliminated today, as the championship, well, it depends really on how well the championship leaders perform in this one. It's a tough racetrack, Darlington, like Rockingham last time out. It is a track that high on the tyre wear, and so we'll be seeing at least one pit stop throughout, maybe 2, depending on when or if cautions come out. We have seen caution-free races at Darlington before, and sometimes we see wreckfest. So you never know what you're going to get. A fun racetrack, very unique racetrack, of course, and really looking forward to this one. 18th race of the season, 3 races to go, including this one. After this, Nashville and Homestead, 2 races left before we determine the champion of the 2023 Samsung Offline Racing League. So we'll go through the points coming into this one. Nicholas Samadeo leads the championship in the number 97. He leads it by 12 points over Dominic Anthony in the number 39. Those 2 guys will start right next to each other. Samadeo starts from the 13th position, and Dominic Anthony starts from the 12th position. You can see the Sunny D Chevrolet back in the order there on your screen. Samadeo start right behind him in the starting grid, so we'll see how that one plays out into turn 1 on the opening lap. The Henry Gore is 3rd in the points. He's coming off a couple of good results in a row. Second last time out at Rockingham, in particular, 4th place run at Charlotte. He's got himself back into championship contention. He's 53 points behind, which sounds like a lot, but can be made up if you go to victory lane in this one. As I said before, Anthony and Samadeo separated by 12 points. And then you've got 2 other guys within a race of the championship lead. Braden Perez in the number 92. He starts 19th today. Henry Gore starts 24th. Braden Perez starts 19th. He's 4th in the championship, 77 points behind the winner at Minnesota. And Thomas Troxel has had a couple of poor qualifying results and poor runs in a row. And now he starts this one from the 5th. He's 5th in points, 84 points behind. And he starts way down in 39th. So a lot of work for him to do once again. But we have seen throughout the year, guys can move their way from the back to the front. So it's not impossible for the 27, but rather not start back there. Give yourself a little bit less work to do. And then everyone else from here on back is at least 1 race behind. Alejandro Cruz, he's 6th in the points. The winner at Chicagoland hasn't had anything go right the last 2 races. Has dropped out to 6th in points. Now over a race behind the 97. He is 89 points behind. Brandon Beal is 7th in the points. He starts the highest of the guys in the top 10 in points. He's the only one that starts in the top 10 of the starting lineup. So the 37 from the 4th position. And then he's 97 points behind. Paul Antoine, who started on the pole last week, not so good run in qualifying. He led a lot of laps in that race as well at Rockingham. He starts he's 8th in points, 104 points behind. He starts from 32nd, so a lot of work for him to do. Owen Miles, 9th in points, 121 behind. He is starting from the 15th position, and Echo Evans Ross is 136 behind and starting from 30th. So a lot of work for a lot of these guys to do. We'll get this one underway. Starting lineup. We'll go through the top 10 as per always. Samet Oskin is on the pole in the number 74. Get this one underway. Samet Oskin on the pole in number 74. Finished last time out at Rockingham and already eliminated from championship contention, but a good starting spot for him. He's joined by his teammate Ethan Lewis, who's shown some good speed in the last couple of races at points. Finished 3rd at Charlotte. Roberto Crown Jr. in the 52. Good starting spot for them again. And as I said before, Brandon Beal in the 37. The highest of the drives in the top 10 in points starting this one, but it means a lot of work Needs a lot to go right for him to win the championship. Stephen Colon in the 13 and the Daytona winner, James Stack. Stack's teammate, Ricardo Garcia in the 33 and Kyle McLeese in the 56 from the fourth row of the grid. And then running out the top 10, Eli Bright and Logan Thomas. There's Anthony. There's our last winner, Brad Stover, the first two-time winner in the series all year long. He starts from 11th. Dominic Anthony starts from 12th there, Samadillo. Right behind each other. You go down the order, there is Brain Perez in the 92, 19th, and then Henry Gore 24th, and you go all the way to the back. There is Thomas Truxell in the number 27. There's a lot of work for him to do in this one. Pace cars on pit road. 92 laps. It's a long race at Darlington. It's going to be a fun one. And it's the Danger Zone Autosport teammates, Samet Oskin and Ethan Lewis, who are going to lead the field to the green flag. Just waiting for the green flag, and there it is. Green flag, we're underway. And the lady in black. And I think they get through the first couple of turns all right. Of course, very unique racetrack. Turns 1 and 2 are so different to turns 3 and 4 in the way that they're laid out. As Stephen Colon got off to a good start. He's going for second underneath Roberto Crown Jr. Bunch of cars hit the wall. Samet can lead the first lap of action. And of course, that's what we're going to see throughout this race at Darlington. It happened a lot in practice. Happens to some guys in qualifying as well. Hit the wall off of 4 and off of turn 2. And you get yourself Darlington stripe. So they've kept themselves relatively clean for the most part on this opening lap. The 97 already on the move. Up into the top 10 now, getting around Brandon Beal. The outside lane, particularly here early on, is not the place to be. It is, particularly in turn 1, and you'll see it, if we go back here perhaps, we might see it somewhere here. No, oh, here we go. So you see Logan Thomas there, 45, dropping back in a big way. There's no grip on that outside in turn 1. Really affects both turn 1 and 2. And you see Thomas in the wall on the outside. And I think that was Jake Rogers in the wall back there as well on the 9. Falling back, there's the 71. And already Thomas Truxell closing in on Gore. So not a good start for the 71. 39 found his way to the bottom early on, which is good. Good for him anyway. Oskin still leading this one. Stephen Colon second. Ricardo Garcia, who looked like a championship contender at one stage in the year, but has since fallen off dramatically on the verge of getting eliminated. Same can be said for Cologne. He's all but eliminated. Same with the 33. Right now, second and third. And then Crown. Good showing last time out at Rockingham for the 52. Finished in fourth. And another good qualifying run. And right now running in the fourth position once again. Eli Bright's made his way up into the top 5 early on. He got Lewis in the double zeros. Getting stronger and stronger in recent times. There's Stover and Samadillo. So the 97, off to a good start. His consistency has shone through this year. NS Racing, one of the 2 teams not to have gone to victory lane in a race this year. Out of the 14. But Samadillo has just been so consistent. A 3rd place run last time out. Didn't really look like he was going to be up in the top 5 until later on. Found his way to the front. Now he's on the inside here of our previous winner, Brad Stover. And Stover hits the wall hard off of turn 2. You don't want to hit it too hard. Hinder the performance of the car. But, that was a big hit for the 29. Hopefully it doesn't have too much of an impact, as now Eli Bright trying to get around the 52. Unable to do so. The outside lane can work sometimes, as proven by Crown there, but it doesn't work in turn 1 and 2. And look at how far Ethan Lewis is going to drop back here in the double zero. He may end up outside the top 10 here if he's not careful. Is he going to hit the wall? No, he keeps it straight. Joseph right on the inside there in the 99, and there's Anthony. So he's found his way to the bottom, and obviously lost the positioning early on to the 97, but he has found his way to the bottom. He's on the outside of the top 10 at the moment. But they're still doing a fairly solid job, and you can see how the field's kind of broken away for the time being, as now Crown falling back, dropping back big time. Going to drop to 9th. Maybe 10th here as Joseph Wright now gets to the inside as well. So the 52 falling back to 10th. That's how much that outside lane affects you in turn 1 in particular. Just no grip out there. Guys have to check up, and they lose a lot of time. Oskin's lost the lead to Stephen Cologne in the number 13. And Oskin trying to hold off the 33 here, but he's not going to be able to. Garcia gets up to second. Here comes Bright. There goes Samadillo up to fourth. So big start for the 97. Oskin's going to maybe fall behind Stover, maybe even behind James Stack here in the 23. The outside lane can work off of turn 4, but more often than not, it's the inside lane that you want to. That's where you want to be. Now Eli Bright to the inside here of Garcia. This is just perfect for Samadillo. He's just picking off cars one at a time at the moment. And he is going to get up to third. And now here comes the 33 falling back. Might end up behind his teammate here in James Stack. Oskin continuing to fall back. He might end up outside the top 10 as Crown has fallen back in a big way. In the 52, they've fallen behind the 92 of Braden Perez, who of course won in Minnesota and is doing a decent job at the moment, trying to close in on these guys. But right now, Samadillo up to third. It's Stephen Cologne with a massive advantage. 2/3 of a second at the moment. Samadillo is pressing here early on lap 11. Looking to try and find a way around this number 12. But he's got to be careful because here comes Brandon Beal here in the 37. Beal, of course, still in the championship hunt, but we haven't heard of him recently in terms of, he's just kind of dropped off a little bit in terms of the championship fight. But he's on the inside here at the 97. Can he stay on that inside into turn 1? 97 will clear him for the time being, but that cost the 97 a lot of time. And here comes Beal again back to the inside of Samadillo. So, and Samadillo hit the wall hard. Hit the wall hard off of turn 2. There he goes behind Stover and Stack and maybe Joseph Wright, his teammate here in the 99. You see the damage is a little bit of scrape on the right side of the 97. That's not ideal. And he's going to hit the wall again off of turn 4. Just a little scrape. Not ideal as Bright's closing in here on Cologne. You've got all the NS Racing cars relatively close to one another. You've got Watson who's moved his way up as well. But Samadillo dropping back on that outside lane. And he's just going to scrape the outside wall. There's Anthony. There's Perez who's closed in. Chase Harris in the 47. Fair bit going on here. 97 is going to drop outside this top 10 here. I think. Is he? Let's see. I don't think he will. Joseph Wright on the inside of Stover back there in the 99. He gets past. Got Jerry Chen following through. It's still Stephen Cologne leading the race here in the 13. Hasn't been a great year for Cologne. And, as I said, all but eliminated from championship contention. But, leading the race as it stands over Bright and Beal. Eli Bright, 14th in the points. Needs a lot to go right to win the championship. But, still mathematically eligible. He is 167 points behind 14th in points. So, it's not looking good. But, still got a chance. And Beal... It could be a big day for Brandon Beal here, up in third, doing a really good job. How about James Stack? He's been eliminated from championship contention in the 23, the Daytona winner. It's been a really disappointing year for CRT. They've actually dropped behind Danger Zone Autosport in team points, which is remarkable considering how poor Danger Zone it feels like they have been. But I guess that shows how poor the Crisis Racing team have been as well. But the 23 up in fourth, doing a good job. Jerry Chen was very fast at Charlotte, led 25 laps in that one. Oh, and Stack hits the wall hard. He really stacked the wall. Really sorry about that one. But really hit the wall hard there off of turn 4 and losing out. But Jerry Chen, as I was saying, very fast at Charlotte, did 25 laps. He got the top 10, but didn't quite get the result that he probably wished he got compared to, say, the 39 and the 71, who both finished ahead of him, his two teammates. So we got battle for the lead. Cologne maybe brushed up against the wall just a little bit there off of 2, and here comes the bright yellow number 12 here to the inside. And Chen's closing in here as well as Beal's trying to find a place to go. He's going to try and go on that outside. Cologne holds on for the time being, and now Chen's going to go to the inside. 36 is going to get up to third. Maybe goes to second here as well because Bright did not get a good run. And now Jerry Chen on the move here, on the march, up to second place there. Two turns, 2 spots gained. So nicely done there by the 36. So Bright back to third, Beal to fourth. How about Joseph Wright? Talking about a guy who led a lot of laps at Charlotte. Joseph Wright led, what was it, 34 as James Stack hits the wall again off of turn 4 this time. Now he's going to lose a spot to his Wright's teammate in Benny Watson. But Joseph Wright in the 99 led a lot of laps at Charlotte. He was very fast, but finished 7th in that one. So he's worked his way into the top 5. Now Bright pressuring the 36 once again. Maybe looking to the inside. No, he will not. Chen holds on for the time being. There's Watson. Oskin's found his way. Now there's Anthony. He's up into the top 10. He's got ahead of Samadeo, who's fallen back. There's Perez as well in the 92. Where is Estova? Where is Samadeo? Samadeo right now is running in the 19th position. So he's a long way back. And you see the damage on the right side. He's hit that wall pretty hard. Well, whatever wall was. Oh, and speaking of hitting the wall, I think both the 39 and the 92 hit the wall at the same time. So now Perez, yeah, you see the damage on the right side of the Hulu Toyota. And Anthony, I think, hit the wall as well. Lost a spot to Chase Harris. So that's not good. That's going to bring him closer to the 97. As now Cologne still under a lot of pressure here from Chen and Bryce. And got the 37 of Brandon Beal. Of course, still here. Joseph Wright closing in. How about Watson? 2 of the NS Racing cars, of course. 97 has been so good this year. The 99 still, he's 11th in points. He's doing a good job. But Watson's had a disaster of a season. And right now running a good spot at the moment in 6th position. Looking for that first win of the year for NS Racing. Joseph Wright to the inside. He's going to get around Brandon Beal. That's going to open the door here for the 98 to pink to the inside. Now we've got Chen going for the lead underneath the Stephen Cologne. Be careful off of turn 2. No one hits the wall yet. Well, none of the leaders did. Chen to the lead in the 36. Gifford Technologies Incorporated. Their cars been pretty good this year. And Jerry Chen leading here at Darlington. Bright up to 2nd. Cologne trying to hold off the 2 NS Racing Fords of Wright and Benny Watson. And Cologne will hold the position, and now Watson looking to the inside here. The 99 off of turn 2. He's got to the inside. He'll get the position. You see down to the 47 in 8th. They have dropped everybody behind. Anthony in the 39 still 10th at the moment, which is a good run for him. Brad Perez is still in a decent spot in 13th, and Samadeo is down to 20th. So there you go. Beal dropping back. Cologne dropping back. They've been passed by the 98, the 99, 74, 47. How about Harris here in the 47? Talk about Danger Zone Autosport. They had 2 cars on the front row of the grid for this one. But Harris started... where did Chase Harris even start? 27th. He started 27th, so he's moved his way up in 24 laps up into... I think that'll be now 6th, I think. Yes, he is 6th position. So what a start for the 47, up 21 spots. Here we go for the lead. Oh, and Jerry Chen really pancaked the wall that time. That was a really hard hit and a violent bounce back off the wall. You see the damage on the 36. That might be more than just that's more than a scrape. That's quite a pounding on the wall. It allows Eli Bright to take the lead in the 12, and it allows the 98 and the 99 to close in. The NS Racing boys. And now Watson to the inside of 36. Now he really hit the wall hard. That's what they do here at Darlington. There's just not enough grip, particularly with the tyres. The tyre wear is Brandon Beal hits the wall again. With the tyre wear, the way it is, how high it is here at Darlington, we're going to see more and more of that as the race goes on. So Chen down to 4th. And how about the 12? Well over, not well over, but a bit over 3/4 of a second here over the 98. But 98, I think, got a much better turn 1 and 2. Now Oskin moving his way back to the front of the field here. After dropping back, after starting on the pole, led a couple laps, trying to get past this 36. Not going to do it for the time being. So Chen holds on to 4th, then Oskin, then Harris. Max Davis here in the 6th. Was running up in 7th. Good run for him. There's Beal. Clifton up into... let's go around Cologne. Just dropped back in a big way. How about Echo Evers Ross? Started from 30th. We talked about it. Started from 30th position. And she has moved her way just outside the top 10 at the moment in 11th. So a good run for the 62. Desperately needed, to say the least. And you got Kelly Lee back in there. Fisher G. Ethan Lewis. Just dropped back in a big way. There's Anthony at the moment. 39. Running in 16th. Well, it's actually got around James Stack, so he's up to the 15th position. Ahead of Samuel Francis here in the 21, who's now looking to the inside of the 39. He's going to get him. Good to see Francis having a decent run. And Stack may look to the inside. Now, I saw Thomas Troxel here in the back. And you can see Sam Medeiros back here, Perez back here, Henrik War back here as well. They are all relatively close to one another. Right now, these guys are all running... Well, Troxel is 19th. Trying to get to the inside of that. You see, the 39 is closed in. They've closed in on the 39 as well. So, Troxel trying to get to the inside of his teammate there. He is 19th. Sam Medeiros is 22nd. He's going to go to 21st because he's just got around Will Parrish. Henrik War got around Parrish and Braden Perez in turn 1 there. So Guar now up to 22nd and Perez has dropped back to 24th. And the 39 now looking to the inside of 23. Don't think he's going to make anything happen there. They've closed in here on Eli Bright. Watson closing in a big way. And lost, of course, 3/4 of a second. Now it's just 1/4 of a second. So nicely done from these guys. Top 5 broken away. Chase Harris must have dropped a spot to Davis because he was right with him, and so was Davis. So the field spreading themselves out quite a bit, but you can lose a lot of time. As I said, turn 1 and 2, you lose a lot of time if you're on that outside lane. I think that's about to be proven here. There goes Watson. You see he just checked up big time there into turn 1, and it's going to affect him turn 1, 2. He's dropped 3 spots as Joseph Wright has taken the second place rather. But Joseph Wright, 11 points. He was probably very disappointed, if I had to guess, about what happened at Rockingham, where he's involved in that an early accident, and that took him out of the race. But he's been actually quite good. He was quite good at Charlotte, as I mentioned. Chen and then Oskin. Davis has closed in thanks to the 98 going up the racetrack. So he's now within 1.3 seconds of the lead, so not too far behind. It's still Bright leading the way here in the 12. He's had a lot of laps in this season, but has made the most of them in a lot of races. But doing a good job at the moment, although might not have the lead for too much longer because Joseph Wright looks pretty racy there in the Advanced Auto Parts number 99. It's not going to make a move yet, but it's pretty close to the back as Oskin sizing up Jerry Chen here in turn 1 and then turn 2. Here we go, 99's got a run. Joseph Wright to the inside of Eli Bright. And Bright hits the wall. And there goes Joseph Wright. There goes Jerry Chen. There goes Samet Oskin. And maybe Watson will get into the party as well. And it looks like Watson here will get the 12. So the 98 goes to 4th as Joseph Wright, his teammate, takes the lead here at Darlington. Lap 34. Now Davis might try and size up the 12 at Bright. Jerry Chen's bounced back quite well after that hit off of turn 2 where he really hit the wall hard. But his car looks... That doesn't look great on the right side, but at least it's still going in decent... it's still got decent speed, running up in 2nd place. Oskin's done well. He fell back early on, but he's been slowly moving his way forward in this one. Now look to the inside of 36, he's peaking. Hey, how's it going? I'm just trying to get past you here. Here he goes. He's on the left corner panel of him now, and he's not quite. I thought he was going to be out. I thought Chen was just going to struggle a little bit more than he did. But looks like the 74 is going to get him here. Whether it's off a 4 or... Oh, yeah, there you go. Chen hits the wall again. That's not going to be any good for your steering. He's going to drop at least 2. Maybe 3, probably 4 in the grand scheme of things. There goes Davis. He might even fall back behind Harris here. In the 47. No, he will not. Well, not yet anyway. But Chen down to 6th position. And now Watson trying to make it an NS Racing 1-2 here to the inside of Oskin. Well, what a day for the NS Racing boys. Not a good day for Sam Medeiros to this point anyway, but 1st and 2nd now as Oskin hit the wall off a 4. Scraped down the front straightaway. He's going to fall behind Chen. He's going to fall behind Harris maybe. Potentially. Oh, and Watson nearly got the wall. He was pretty close, I think. See? Relatively close there off of turn 2. If he didn't hit it, you see the damage on the 12. You see it. It was quite visible there on the right side. But the 12 gets past the 98, so that didn't last long for NS Racing. But you see Watson now under pressure here from Davis, and you've got Jerry Chen, that's probably going to pounce here as well. There goes the 36. There goes the 6 as well. And Davis has been slowing, moving his way up to 3rd, so good run for him. Now Harris. To the inside. You see how far back Oskin fell? He fell back to 10th. You got Ethan Lewis just in 11th, his teammate. It's there. The car that started in the 27th position that's leading the way for them in Chase Harris, trying to get around this 98 of Watson. Not going to happen just yet. Now Evans Ross pounces to the inside of Beale. Oh, that was close there with Clifton, who opportunistically got to the bottom and sent Beale packing. And he drops back into, I think, that'll end up being 10th, it is. Bright holds the lead still. Doing a good job at the moment. Just a bit over 7/10. We'll see what it is across the line this time as we're approaching halfway. Getting somewhat closer. It's 0.6, so Bright did close in a little bit on that lap, but not a huge amount. So Davis as well, right up there. Jerry Chen. Not a great day for a lot of the championship contenders. Still at this point, there's Anthony, there's Gore and Troxel. They're all right behind you, or right next to it. No, right behind each other. Anthony is 16th, Gore 17th, Troxel 18th. So not much would change, and at least for those guys. But Sam Benino in 23rd. That's not doing him any favours. And Brent Perez has dropped big time. He is 33rd, and you've got Brad Stover back there as well. Actually, he's 32nd, sorry. 32nd, and then Brad Stover's 33rd. So they've fallen back in a huge way. And look at that, 33. 33 was up there as well. He's fallen back in a big way. You got Antoine Sierres, not had a good run. And how about the 52? Roberto Crown Jr. was up as high as, started 3rd, was up as high as 4th. Early on, was actually 2nd at one point, but was dead last at the moment in the 52. A massive shame for them. After a good qualifying run. Top 3 closing in on each other. Right, looking a little bit vulnerable. We've seen this a couple times throughout the race where the leader has taken a bit of he's got a bit of an advantage, and then the guys behind close in, although Davis looking to the inside here of Bright. Not going to be able to do anything about it just yet. And then Chen and then Watson, that rounds out the top 5. Clifton's done well. He's up to 6th. Doing a good job in that 25. Moving his way forward. Evans Ross up to 7th. And then Oskin Harris is falling back. On the outside of Beale and Ethan Lewis. Watson going to the inside here at the 36. So he's up into the 4th position now in the 98. So nicely done there. Chen shouldn't lose any more positions. At least not yet. Lost a lot of time though to the 25. When we look back there. There's Samuel Francis having a good run as well. Right now, that would be a season best for the 21. And I only mentioned that because he is over 104. He's 114 points behind Kelly Lee in the 26. He's dead last in points. So, fair to say it's been a dismal year for the 21. Right now, season best 12th. It's not a great run, but compared to a lot of the rest of the season, it's something. It's something. It has to be noted anyway. And Wright has pulled away again in the 99. He's actually pulled it back out to 7/10. I think Bright was getting a little bit defensive there with Davis. It's left them now vulnerable to Watson here in the 98. We're halfway through this one. Up 47 now at 92. Margin 6.5 for the 99. Doing a nice job at the front of the field. Let's see if Davis can do anything here about Bright. He's going to go to the inside here into turn 3. Much rather try and get it done in turn 1. You see the outside lane. Have to check up a little bit there. It is a narrow racetrack, Darlington. And that was on display there as Davis had to check up. I think it was... you just got to be mindful of how you go about everything early on. Now, Bright has closed in quite a bit there. He's going about 3.5 tenths there on that lap. So there's kind of just been seesawing back and forth at the front of the field between the 99 and the 12. But Watson's close to top 4 all within a second. And of course, Jerry Chen not too far behind as well. And Clifton's closing in here as well. And behind them, it's kind of gotten, there's a big gap between Ozkin and Lewis. There's Beal, there's Harris. He's outside the top 10 and 11th. Fisher G, Kelly Lee, Stephen Cologne, who was up there for a while. There's Henry War. So he has moved his way up ahead of his teammate Dominic Anthony. So he's 16th. Truxell's 17th. So Gore 53 points behind coming into this race right now. Out of the guys in the top 5, he is the highest running as Fisher G goes to the inside of Harris. But Truxell not too far behind in the 16th position. And then behind them, there's Anthony. He's outside the top 20 at the moment. He's ahead of Samadeo, who is right now 23rd. He's just lost a spot to Fitzwater. And then Perez is still outside the top 30 in the 92. So, not a good run for the championship contenders. It's kind of funny that, actually. I would have thought they would have had a little bit more speed. Could be a good day for Joseph Wright. Could be a good day for Evans Ross. I mean, these two, you know, Evans Ross 10th in points. And Joseph Wright 11th in points. We could gain quite a bit of ground here if results stay the way that they are. Although Eli Bright will have something to say about it because he's closing in. And Davis as well. And Watson. Come on, 50 laps in this one. We stayed great the entire way. Love to see that. And with that, we're definitely going to have pit stops sooner rather than later. I want to say it's about probably lap 60? Maybe lap 55, perhaps. So we are getting close to them. But we will not see 2 rounds of pit stop. Car stopped on the racetrack. Roberto Crown Jr. So maybe there's more to this story with the 52. Because they were right, you know, started up at the front. There may be a mechanical problem on the 52 because that car has just dropped back in a big way. But no caution. We stay green. It's on the apron, so no issue there. This is a racetrack that's hard on reliability. Do see mechanical issues quite often, and of course it may be a tire perhaps. We do see that often here in the game where, you know, cars have flat tires and then they just stop on the racetrack. So maybe that's the issue for the 52, but they'd fall back in a big way throughout the race. Here comes Davis now. He's going to get up to second. He gets around Bright. Looks like Bright will slot into third ahead of Watson, so not ideal, but could have been a lot worse for the 12 then. They've all closed in. Top 6, top 7, top 8 even, down to Ozkin within 2 seconds. To Evans Ross closing in a big way as well. All in 2 seconds. And then no man's land here, Ethan Lewis. There's Beal is in 10th, and then you've got G and Francis and Harris. There's Gore. So I think he's up to 15th now. It says he's 14th, but I actually think he's... No, he's 14th. No, I'm wrong. 14th for the 71. So he's moving his way forward in a big way in this one. There's Anthony. He's back inside the top 20. Not for long, though, as now Cologne gets to the inside. Got Truxell back in here. Truxell's going to get to the inside. You see the damage on the 27. That's going to be repaired on the pit stop. 39 falling back there. Samadeo, 24th at the moment. So I couldn't tell you what the points look like. We couldn't tell you that. In terms of who's actually where and what it would actually look like if they were to finish this way. All I know is Joseph Wright would close in a massive way if he were to win this race and results would remain the same. That's all I know about it. So doing a good job, NS Racing. First and third with the other 2 cars. As we're rapidly approaching pit stops. Tyre wear is, I mean, these guys have got to be careful. I'm not sure what the issue is with the 52. Well, 52 is getting pit stop now, so must have been just a tyre problem. Maybe it was mechanical more than just a tyre, but I'm not quite sure with that one. Evans Ross has just quietly moved her way up into the top 5. Davis actually fell back. I didn't recognise that, but yeah, Davis fell back to 6th. And Evans Ross looking to the inside here of Chen, putting a lot of pressure on the 36. Good luck in turn 3 and 4. What it's going to do is cost a bit of time to the guys ahead. Opens the door for Ozkin as well here, and you've got Clifton moving their way up, and now Evans Ross. There you go. So Evans Ross does get around the 36. So Evans Ross up to 4th. Oskin's going to break the top 5 once again. Here comes Clifton. And Shannon Davis falling back. And Lewis closing in here on these guys as well. Francis is in the top 10. Sound the alarms. The apocalypse is near. Good to see for the 21 though, as NS Racing 1-2 once again. Wright and Watson at the front of the field. Watson got around the 12 for Bright. These two guys might be on here for their first, for the NS Racing. It might be their first win of the year potentially. Looking good at the moment, particularly if this thing stays green. But does Watson, does he make a... Oh, here we go. We got pit stops. So, well, I was going to say, I said about lap 60. There you go. Good call from me. As Eli Bright stays out in the 12. Oh, Carl McLeese is stopped on the racetrack now. 56. Oh, now we got a caution. So that causes a caution, but Roberto Crown Jr.'s problem doesn't. Okay. Okay, game. Well, that's in the middle of pit stop, so that's going to shake everything up. Bright is the race leader. The caution came out before he got to the start-finish line. So that changes a hell of a lot in this one. Zachary Fitzwater is second. James Jefferson third. There's John Stewart. And Sam Adio stayed out. And then you got Rose. You got Stack. Jared Oren. Travis Crampton. Sebastian Palmer. The top 10. So a lot of the field clearly came down. On the pit stop. On the under green. Before the caution. You see there's the 99. The 98 and company. 62. A good stop. Well, see, Anthony, I think, may have come down a lap earlier, so that might be a problem for the 39, potentially. So, whatever the issue with the 56, I'm not sure if that was a mechanical issue or if that was a tyre. That's the second time it's happened now. Jerry Chen's lost a bit of ground, or Troxel's made a lot of it, because the 27's now ahead of the 36. We'll see how the pit cycle all plays out, because this is going to get a bit messy here for a minute. Uncover Messi. 56. It must have been a tyre for the 56 because clearly it's not too much of an issue. 99. Looks like the 99 will get the lead, so that's not going to be an issue, but does bunch the field up quite a bit, which is not ideal. Watson second, then Evans Ross, then Clifton. Davis, I think McLeese here. I think he's waiting for McLeese to get in front, even though McLeese is lapped down. So, this actually greatly, this hurts a lot of the cars that, there you go, there's Fitzwater, there's Bright. That's going to hurt Eli Bright in a massive way because he was third at the time, like right before, because these guys came down right before the caution, the 99, the 98. That is really going to hurt them. Now, the 39 came down with the 53, and yet the 53 is on the tail end of the lead lap and the 39 isn't. Because I think Roberto Crown Jr. is in the way. So that's not going well for the Whole Life Racing Project team. Hasn't gone well for them. We'll sort this all out. Joseph Wright, I think, is the race leader. Oh, I went straight past him. So let's figure out what happened here to the 56. I'm sure it's just a tyre problem. So he's running towards the back. I'm sure it's just a tyre problem. Let's see here in terms of speed. Yeah, he has a problem. I'm surprised he didn't try and make it on the pit road. Because he had a problem before... You could tell he was slowing up. He had a problem before pit road arrived. So, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try and pit in. So, that's... Yeah, that's not good. not good for anybody, really. Oh dear. Particularly for Eli Bright. He's the biggest loser, I think, from all of this. He dropped a lot of ground on the pit stops as a result. But anyways, that changes the race quite a bit because now we're going to have a restart. Joseph Wright is the race leader wherever he is. Where is the 99? 0037. Oh, there is the 99. There we go. That's good. So, I think Joseph Wright is the race leader, and he is, according to this. So that's good. And the lights are out. So the 52 and the 53 have obviously got their laps back. And the 56 wouldn't have because he did cause the caution. So, yeah, so he's still a lap down. But Joseph Wright is the race leader, being Watson second, Echo Evans Ross, Noah Clifton, and Max Davis the top 5. Then Fisher G. Samuel Francis is in the 7th position. How about that? So, Francis here, maybe he's on for the win. Who knows? Wouldn't that be something? Henry Waugh up to 8th. So that's a big stop and a big moment for him. He's moved his way up into 8th spot, and then Lewis and his teammate Chase Harris rounds out the top 10. And in terms of the other championship contenders, there's Beal. There is Dominic Anthony. There's Sam Badillo. Now Troxel Perez are pretty close. How about Jerry Chen? Jerry Chen must have fallen back big time. I think he is probably getting repairs on the right side because he's dropped back a long way. And so the 56 is 2 laps down. The 52 is 3 laps down. But everyone's still in the race, I think. Yes, he is. Yes, I am. No, everybody's in the race. That's good. So, changes everything. But, well, if the first approximately 60 laps, showed anything, then I'm sure these next 30 will hopefully be as clean as those. Pace cars on pit road. Let's do it. We got less than 30 to go. I'm not sure how many we actually have to let. Yeah, 29 laps to go. There's still a long way to go on this one. Joseph Wright, the race leader. And the green flag's back out. We're back underway. And a decent start for the 99. Off of turn 2. 99 holds the lead for the time being. Echo Evans Ross down to the inside for second place. Looking for her second win of the year and to really get herself back into championship contention. Side by side down the front. She'll get this 98 here. And Clifton's going to follow through and Watson's going to get freight trained here on the outside. Down to 6, maybe 7th. Be careful, don't hit the wall. He doesn't hit the wall, but he's going to lose a spot to Francis, who's now up to 6th position in the 21. And now Guo on the inside here, trying to go to 7th. And he will, and Watson still on that outside lane. Oh yeah, he's not giving up just yet, but I think the 71, because he's still on the inside, going to be better suited here. No, 98 holds on for the time being. Chase Harris gets shuffled out of line. 71 continues to battle on here with the 98. As Max Davis hit the wall hard off of turn 2. Hit the wall in a big way. He drops back to 6th. And now Watson losing more ground as Gore gets up to 7th. Look down the order. There's the 39. There's the 97. Butchcuzzi in the wall. Bright falling back in a big way. James Jefferson. Harris. It's a bad time to be falling back on that outside lane. Just be careful here. Don't want to drive yourself in too hard. Echo Evans Ross has dropped from 2nd down to 6th maybe because Francis on the inside. Oh, we had skids. Maybe Noon Agbar potentially. Jerry Chen rather. Someone was in the wall. Was skid up in the wall and no caution for it, so hasn't been too major. But Clifton loses out because Kyle McLeese is 2 laps down and he wants a lap back. He got around him, and now Fisher G up into 2nd place. Francis up to 4th in the 21. This is a remarkable run for the 21 team. Over 100 points behind Kelly Lee in points, 42nd in points. Although he's going to get freight train here on the outside. Kelly Lee's actually right on the back of this freight train. So Lee here on the inside of the 21. Last car battle. Watson in the wall again, and Anthony has closed in on Gore. So Gore dropped a bunch of ground. He's fallen outside the top 10, and Anthony is now right with him. A lot going on, and Joseph Wright has lost the lead. Here comes Fisher G to the inside. McLeese gets a lap back, and Joseph Wright loses the lead to Fisher G in the 28. So Fisher G, who's had a pretty, to be honest, has had a pretty dismal year, leads now at Darlington. Didn't really see that coming. Ethan Lewis hits the wall off at turn 2 once again. And now right to the inside of 56. I'm sure he will not be happy with Joseph. With Carl McLeese in that 56. But Fisher G doesn't mind. He's got the lead here, and that's 28 for Buck Racing. They're all trying to get around this 56. Evans Ross on the inside. You've got the 6 of Davis. How about Will Parrish here in the 0-2? Brandon Beal hits the wall. Once again, Dominic Anthony is ahead of Henry Gore. And he's trying to get his way back into the top 10 at the moment. He's just outside it. I think he's 12th at the moment. Approximately. And Beal hits the wall again off of turn 4. Opens up a lot of doors. Everyone's still up. All good at the front. Beal loses a spot to the 39, and Henry Gore gains 2 because he got around the 22 and 37, and of course, Sam Eagle is right behind them. So the top 3 in the championship, all right by each other at the moment, just outside the top 10. So Anthony is 11th, Gore 12th, Samadeo is 15th. So they're all relatively close to one another. Back to the lead. Fisher G holding the lead at the moment, but Joseph Wright, who looks like he's got his speed back, got his mojo back. It's all over the back of the number 28, and we got a caution on the racetrack. Oh, big crash! Huge crash in turn 2 and off of 2. Multiple cars collected, including Benny Watson and Jerry Chen and Alejandro Cruz. Roberto Crown's day is done. James Jefferson day is done. Jake Rogers, Travis Crampton, Brad Stover, our last winner, Logan Williams. There's Akbar, there's Chen. A lot of cars taken out in this one on the backstretch. So a second caution of the day, that one for an actual incident. And Fisher G holds the lead. They won't pit, even though the tyres are a bit old. Well, slightly old, slightly worn. And they won't pit. So, keep this one in mind. Just look at the damage on Watson. What a shame for him. He's up in second for so much of this race, and now he's out of it. And Jerry Chen as well. What a massive disappointment. We'll see what happened here. Obviously, we've got another incident to review as well. We'll take a look at that. So Watson's on the outside. You've got Alejandro Cruz, and Nicolas Slaughter's actually in the middle. And I told you guys about how this is a narrow racetrack. You guys know it's a narrow racetrack. Well, really, that 3 wide just not going to work. And they all hook each other. Steve Cologne gets a piece of it in the 13. Cruz in the wall, Watson in the wall. Slaughter actually drives away relatively. He's got a bit of damage, but relatively unscathed. And then it's going to be, it's Logan Williams who runs into Watson. And then Stover gets run into by Jefferson, who gets run into by Crampton, who gets run into by Rogers, who gets run into by Crown. And then, Jerry Chen runs into Alejandro Cruz, and then Cruz gets run into by Akbar. And a huge crash on the back straight away. Probably about 10-ish cars collected, so it's going to wipe out the vast majority of them as well. That's a massive shame. What a day for Roberto Crown Jr. Just a horror, just terrible, awful, no good, very bad day for the 52. We'll take a look at this one from another angle. It's going to be the 98 that... we won't use that. We'll just use this angle. It'll be 3 wide. Slaughter's there, and I mean... It's not really anyone's fault. I don't know if Slaughter should try to put it through, and there's the hit. Oh, you could see in the back how hard Jerry Chen flew into it. And Akbar, for that matter. A lot of torn up race cars as a result of that one. And then there was another accident earlier on. Or there was something happened earlier on. Akbar was at the back of the field in the first place. So I'm not sure what lap that actually was. So let's see here. We'll try and figure out what happened, because Akbar was at the back of the field. Oh, he's actually pitted again. So that's probably why. So Chen, 36, was involved in something. Figure this one out. Yeah. So that's Perez, I think, in the 92. So lap 66. Jerry Chen looking to the inside. He gets into the left rear. They just kind of hook together. And Perez goes up at the wall. Chen goes up and gets a bit sideways. Hits the wall again. And well, that's not good for Perez. I don't think he actually lost any ground, and he wasn't involved in the crash. You see Cruz and Slaughter back there, so I don't think he actually lost any positions. But yeah, we saw that a little bit last time as well at Rockingham, where the guys they just hook each other, like just kind of unexpectedly, and that's certainly one of those cases. But they all kept it clean until later on. So. Yeah, it's not good for the 92. I know he lost a bit of ground, but the damage is going to affect him for the rest of this one. That's for sure. Fisher G took the lead in the 28. He actually hadn't taken it by this point, so... now leading the race. Probably has Kyle McLeese to thank for that, because... definitely didn't have it before then. Alright, lights are out on the pace car. So G is still the leader in the 28. Then Joseph Wright, Noah Clifton, Echo Evans Ross is 4th, Will Parrish is 5th, Kelly Lee 6th, Max Davis, Samuel Francis still in the top 10, Oskin and Dominic Anthony I think is in the top 10. Yes, he is. So the 39. You see this. You got the 97, you got the 71. Relatively close as well. So the top 3 in the points. We're going to get interesting here in these last, I want to say, what is it, for 15 laps. 15 laps to go at Darlington. In terms of the guys out of the race, there'll be a bunch of them. So Crown's out of the race, Akbar's out of the race, Jerry Chen, Jefferson. How about that? Hololive Racing Production, the racing team, Hololive Racing Project team, sorry. 39th, 41st, and 42nd. What a terrible, terrible result for them. And obviously Logan Williams, Alejandro Cruz, Benny Watson, and... I think McLeese is still in the race. Yes, he is. Lots of cars with damage. McLeese got his lap back, or one of his laps back, so he'll be at the back of the field. And of course, we've got to keep an eye now on these lap cars. If they are above minimum speed, got to be mindful of the effects they might have in here on the leaders. So Fisher G, all these guys. With the exception of the 62 and the 39 up in the top 10. All these guys in the top 10, except for those two, are looking for their first win of the year. Oh, and Max Davis as well. Davis has won, sorry. Davis won at Oregon. So, all these guys seeking their first win. Some of these guys seeking a lot of points for championship purposes. But guys like Fisher G, they're just racing for the win. We're back underway. Top 3 got a good restart there. Evans Ross maybe spun the tyres just a smidge because she lost a bit of ground. Here comes Clifton out of the inside for second. BMW 1-2 perhaps. I've seen it earlier this year. Clifton was second at Talladega to his teammate Brad Stover. And there's the 25 up to second. Evans Ross up to third. Joseph Wright falling back in a big way. He might drop back to 9th, maybe 10th here as Anthony. Oh, and Wright hits the wall. And he drops back to 10th. Anthony gains another spot. Sabadio was up out of the groove as well. He's lost a bit of ground. 71 moving his way forward. Henry Guar up to, I think that's 12th now. We've got 13 laps to go. Fisher G still holding the lead. What can Evans Ross do here in this 62? Because she go to the inside of Clifton here. Looking, and now she's there on the quarter panel. Clifton's got to be careful. Oh, there you go in the wall. Clifton hit the wall and is going to drop more spots. Francis on the inside, and then you'll see Oskin, and you'll see Anthony on the inside as well. And not too much time here, you would think, as Joseph Wright's now dropped behind John Stewart. He's outside of the top 10 now. Oskin on the inside. Clifton's going to fall back here as well. So the outside lane having a huge impact on the running here. Late in the going. Clifton's going to fall behind Joseph Wright. He's found his way back to the inside. Henry Guar gains another spot as well. Oskin on the inside of Francis. It's still Fisher G leading the race. Francis falling back. Here comes Anthony. I think Clifton maybe hit the wall again. Off of turn 4. Anthony gets around the 21. 21 falling back. Wright gets past. Henry Gore's going to get past here. So Gore now into the top 10. Sebastian Palmer here in the 15. Haven't seen him all race. Neither have we seen Caleb Rose. And they're moving their way towards the top 10. And Evans Ross now falling back. Here comes the 26 on the inside. So Evans Ross down to 4th, maybe 5th here if she's not careful, because Max Davis is there in the 6th car. But Davis is going to fall behind. Anthony up to 7th. And the 97 right now is 17th. As of right now, the 39 would retake the championship lead. Brandon Beal might have had an issue because he's a long way off the pace by the looks of it. Will Parrish is now up to 2nd here in the O2. And he's trying to hunt down Fisher G. We've got less than 10 laps to go. We've got 9 laps to go. And G sliding up the racetrack. It's not ideal here for the O2. Oh, sorry, for the 28, but it's ideal for the O2. Parrish now looking. Couldn't quite get to the inside. Anthony falling back. Joseph Wright. Gore is there as well. You think if you're the 39, you just got to kind of just swallow your pride, just get behind the 71. Side by side. It's not what the 39 is going to do here. It's going to hurt into turn 1, you'd think. Anthony's going to lose a spot here to Oskin. To Francis. And Caleb Rose now. So he's outside the top 10. So it's all kind of changing. Kelly Lee hit the wall. Fisher G may hit the wall because Will Parrish has taken the lead here in the O2. Evans Ross up to 2nd. It's all going on here at Darlington. 7 laps to go for Will Parrish. He's got quite a big gap already. But we've seen the leaders. We've seen them get hunted down on many occasions as now John Stewart goes up into the 4th position. Can he get a 2nd win of the year potentially? He only led 1 lap in his 1 win. That came at Kansas. He's going to go to 3rd because Evans Ross is now on the outside wall as well. So John Stewart here, 1 lap led at Kansas. That was the most important lap. And here he is now up to 3rd behind Fisher G. He's now 2nd. And Joseph Wright trying to fight back here in the 99. Gore has dropped a couple of spots. He's now behind Anthony again. It's all rotating around. Sam Medino has dropped down the order. He's now between Fitzwater and Clifton. He's 20th at the moment. Troxel at the moment running up in 16th, although under pressure here from the 15. And now he's in the outside wall. Ethan Lewis, I think, hit the outside wall as well off of turn 2. That's all going on behind Will Parrish. We've got 5 laps to go this time for the number 02. For his first win of the year. He almost won at Indianapolis. But lost it on the last lap. G trying to hunt him down in the 28. Both these guys... Well, G's already been mathematically eliminated. Parrish just about. And you got Stewart. You got Evans Ross who's still got a chance here. Kelly Lee up in the top 5. What a run for the 26. And you got the 99 in 6th position here. 4 laps to go this time at Darlington. We'll see what the margin is across the line here for Parrish. If it ever updates. It's lost a bit of time, so G is closed in just a bit. He may get to him here. One thing to pass, or one thing to get to guy. One thing to get to a guy. Another thing to pass him. It's not easy, but he's closing in. You can see how much he's closing in here on Parrish. We got 3 laps to go. Here at Darlington. Looks like it might just be these two. I don't think John Stewart or Echo Evans Ross is going to get to either of these guys. Anthony Aguirre in the top 10. 9th and 10th. Sam Medeo 19th. Troxel 18th. Braden Perez 23rd. Got 2 laps to go. And G is there. He's on the back bumper of the O2. We're setting up for another one of these last lap finish. The last lap passes here. It's what happened in Indianapolis. We've seen it a bunch of times this year. Parrish now under a lot of pressure from Fisher G. Both these teams looking for their 2nd win of the year. As Evans Ross has now got around John Stewart up to 3rd. And if something were to happen between these two, we have seen the Perez and Chen incident. If anything does happen, she's in the box seat to capitalise. But we've got the white flag in the air. 1 lap to go. This time for Will Parrish. Into turn 1 for the final time. He's up out of the groove. Fisher G is going to have to try and make a move. He's closing in here. Just a little bit. Here comes Parrish up there a little bit. He's in the wall. He scrapes the outside wall. There goes the 28 to the inside. And Fisher G gets past. Fisher G takes the lead in the 3 and 4. Can Parrish get back to him? No, he will not. And Fisher G for Buck Racing is going to steal it at Darlington. On the last lap, Parrish hit the wall. G wasn't even alongside. But Parrish hit the wall, and Fisher G wins at Darlington, his first win of the year. At Buck Racing, their first win, you got to go back to Atlanta, race 2 of the year, for their last win, which came with Owen Miles. And that was the race Owen Miles dominated. Fisher G led a lot of laps, but he fell back after Parrish got around him, and then Parrish blows it on the last lap. And Fisher G wins at Darlington. As I said, he's already eliminated from the championship. You know, he's 36th in points coming into this week. A long way off. And he gets the win. And that's definitely the high point for him. And, well, disappointing for Parrish. But still, decent run for Collins Racing. Second and third for Parrish and John Stewart. Nicely done there. Joseph Wright fourth. So, good result for the 99. I'm not sure how much he'll actually gain in the championship picture, but he should move up in the points. Same can be said for Echo Evans Ross. I think Wright will actually jump Evans Ross by maybe a point or two. It's going to be very close. Sam Francis in 6th position. So how about the 21? Nicely done there by Sam Francis. That's his best finish of the year by a fair margin. It's his first top 10 of the year. 18 races in. So now every driver has finished in the top 10 this year. So well done to Sam Francis and Crisis Racing Team. Caleb Rose 7th. That's probably his best result he's had since the win at Canadian Tire. And then Anthony and Gore were 8th and 9th. So the two Gifford Chevrolets in the championship fight gets a big result. Even though it wasn't a top 5 for either of them, it's not going to complain too much about that. Kelly Lee in 10th. Good result for Kelly Lee. And then you look down the order. Troxel was 16th in the 27, and Samadio was 19th. So 11 spots difference, and I think that will give Anthony, it will give him the championship lead once again after just kind of back and forth in the recent races. Anthony will leave as the championship leader, but 24 points difference, so should be 12 points. So there's 12 points coming in for Samadio. It should be 12 points now for Anthony leaving this race. So that's a big result. 497, and Gore will close in as well. So big result for the 71. And then you look further out, Perez was 21st. So I was curious to see. I get the feeling, I think only the 3 cars will be within a race of each other. So Samadio, Anthony, and Gore, I think will be the only 3 within a race of each other by the looks of it. Not a bit of a disappointing run for Perez. I guess it could have been a lot worse for him. So that's something. Look further down the order, lots of cars out. And Brandon Beal did have an issue. I'm not sure what it was, but he has actually finished 35th. He was the last finisher in this one. That probably seals his fate. And same can be said for Alejandro Cruz in 37th. Involved in that crash. And what a dismal day for Hololive. As I mentioned earlier, 39th, 41st and 42nd. So that's going to really sting in the team's championship. But that was fun. That was a good race at Darlington. And last lap pass. Didn't see that coming. Didn't think Will Parrish would hit the wall off of turn 2, but that's what happened. And Fisher G, the winner here at Darlington for Buck Racing. And so with that, we head to Nashville next week. And then Homestead is the season finale. Nashville will be the last race live streamed. And then we'll have a break between... Oh, there you go. Thanks, game. But Nashville's the last live stream we'll do. And then Homestead will be a couple of weeks after that. And we'll be pre-recorded, all that kind of stuff. Because it's the finale. It's likely the series finale. Just quickly, personal things have come up. A lot's happening. Lots of good things. So likely that will be the last race. At least for the time being, unless things change again. Life is flexible at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be the last race for a while. I know that. At the minimum. So, I don't know. See what happens. Congratulations to Fisher G on the win, and we'll see everybody next time out next week. Same time at Nashville. So, have a good one, everybody, and congratulations to Fisher G on the win.